Welcome, welcome, welcome to our first ever class called A Toast to Your Inner Ninja with Ningxia. I am so excited to have you here. This is Facebook Live. We do not know how it's going to go. Sometimes Facebook Live is amazing. Sometimes Facebook Live is not so amazing. So if you start seeing me cut out and you notice that other people are saying similar things like you're cutting out and my screen went black, what I'm going to do in that case is just go ahead and start a whole new Facebook Live. So if you see it cutting out, just go ahead and refresh your page, and I have probably started a new video because I know that that's happened before. So my name is Bethany Shipley. I live in Kansas City, Missouri, in the heart of America, with my husband Eli and my 1-year-old son Moses. And we are expecting our first little lady to arrive in a few weeks. So we are passionate about living life with excitement in a vibrant way. And we believe in living fully alive, engaged with the people that are around us. And so for our job, what we do for our job is we get to be the bridge between the resources on health and wellness that already exists and the people that we know and love. And so the more people that we know and love, the more people we can bridge that gap of all those resources. And so we just love that. That's why we love making new friends. That's why we love sharing this lifestyle. So tonight I'm going to be talking about Ningxia, obviously. And the sole purpose for doing that is that it fits right in with the lifestyle of wellness that we are actively pursuing. So before we dive in, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me below in the comments, how did you hear about this event? Was it a friend? Did you see it pop up on Facebook? If a friend did invite you, feel free to tag them in the comment and thank them for inviting you, because I will tell you what, if someone got out and invited you, that means that they care enough about you that they want you to know how amazing this stuff is, and they want you to benefit from it. So thank them, and that would be awesome. So I got started using essential oils from Young Living in July of 2013, and I started off with the Premium Starter Kit. Story of everyone's life, right? We used our oils, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't really ever remember getting Ningxia packets in my oil kit. I broke open my box of oils. I was so excited to make my own deodorant. I wanted to make my house smell good without chemicals, and I didn't even pay attention to what else was in there. Awesome. Awesome, Aunt Tammy. I heard about this from Jim. Franca. Awesome. Thank you, Jim. Very cool. So I was so excited to make my own deodorant that I don't even remember having Ningxia packets in that Premium Starter Kit. And so it wasn't until May of 2015, actually, that I ordered Ningxia for the first time. And since then, we've made it a priority, obviously, to order it on a consistent basis, keep it in our body. And I also make it a priority to talk about it with people, like, what is Ningxia, because it's so valuable. It's changed a lot of things for us, and I'll talk about that. So if you read the title and you are like, what does this even mean? A toast to your inner ninja, what? Everyone else who's watching with their Ningxia is going to tell you it's kind of a common practice around here, around the Young Living world. Hey, Tabitha. That it's kind of a common thing to call Ningxia ninja. And the reason is because it makes people feel amazing. It makes people feel like they could jump through windows, like they could jump off buildings, do amazingly agile things, just like ninjas do. It makes people who are like me and pregnant and have a big old belly feel vibrant about life. It makes athletes who just got done working out feel energized. It makes their recovery time reduce significantly. It helps little children stay well. It helps children like my 2-year-old or my 1-year-old, almost 2 in August. It helps their moms be able to say, we've never had to take him to the doctor ever. That's crazy. So it makes grandmas and grandpas feel vivacious. But here's the thing. It fits so perfectly into the Young Living mindset in the way that it's just the power of nature. And we're going to talk about that tonight. So you're not going to find sugar in it. You're not going to find sweetener in it. You're not going to find caffeine. You're not going to find chemicals in it. It's just the power of nature. So that's just awesome. In 1993, Gary Young, the founder of Young Living Essential Oils, had been immersed in the study of oils and just really studying their ancient uses among the cultures that were living longer, having more vitality about life, studying ancient scripts and where they were found. And as he continued his research, he found that the people of Ningxia, China, were living longer and in more health than any other culture that he could find. And so he went to China and he interviewed one of the oldest men there, and he asked him, "What is your secret?" And this is what the guy said. He said, among a cleaner lifestyle, we have less pollution, we have less stress environmentally, we have less stress emotionally. He said, "I believe that the Ningxia wolfberry is the reason why we live longer and we feel better." And so Gary Young said, "Okay, what is this?" So he started studying the wolfberry. The wolfberry is referenced in records that date back 5,000 years in a physician's handbook called Ben Sao Gen Mo. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but basically it's a physician's handbook that was written during the Ming Dynasty, which was 1468 to 1664 AD. So this is like, obviously like no hybrid of plants or like special thing. It's like ancient. It's been around for a really long time. And so the wolfberry is basically the same thing as the goji berry, but the difference is that the wolfberry is found in China, whereas the goji berry is found in India. Thanks for all the hearts. That's so sweet. So the goji berry is found in India. It's actually different in chemical compound, and I found this really interesting because they found that the wolfberry is better. Why is that? Well, here's why. The ice and the snow, they melt off of the Himalayas, and then when it melts, it forms into the famous Yangtze River. The river carries this mineral water to Ningxia, China, where it's absorbed by all of the Ningxia wolfberry plants. So Ningxia has, China in general has celebrated the Ningxia wolfberry for hundreds of years, celebrating what it brings and represents to their culture. So Gary Young decided he was going to find a way to bring this powerhouse of a superfood to the rest of the world, because he's like, this is crazy, this is amazing, these people are living longer, they're feeling better, we have to get this into the homes of everyone. So that's when Young Living became the first large-scale importer of the wolfberries in the United States from Ningxia, China. Young Living, as we know, you guys, is committed to excellence. They make sure that if they're going to offer a product, it's going to be for a purpose, not for a profit. That's something I can stand behind. It's there for a purpose. So as easy as it would have been to grow goji berries and outsource them from a much cheaper place, that's not the way that Young Living does it, and they do it right. And so since Gary was so impressed with the way that the mineral water had carried and fed all of these wolfberries in Ningxia, China, he decided that's where we're going to source it. Yes, it would be much harder. Yes, it would create a lot of different obstacles. Yes, it was going to be harder, but he wasn't going to cut corners. And so we still source our Ningxia wolfberries from Ningxia, China and nowhere else. And we support the region of Ningxia, China in that way. And actually, I have this book. I'm going to show you guys just a second. Let me grab it off my floor. This is a scrapbook, basically, of Gary Young's life. His wife wrote it, and I think it's a valuable tool if you're going to know anything about the company. And it's just about like how he became the world leader in essential oils, how he began this movement of like essential oils being a common thing, like people know about it. So during June to October, they have 3,000 pickers. This is a picture of one of the pickers that is working in the fields. That's the kind of integrity we're talking about. They're hand picking these wolfberries from the plant. That's awesome. So aside from the integrity and amazing thorough process that Young Living puts every product through, we want to talk about the extremely impressive nutritional profile of Ningxia Red. This stuff, you guys, is amazing. You have to drink it. The first thing that I want to mention is probably the biggest reason that I drink Ningxia Red on a daily basis, as well as my husband, as well as our son, as well as Will Lennon, our little girl, when she's born. It's an arsenal of antioxidants. So free radicals are all over. I like thinking of it like this. Actually, Jordan Trant, who is giving us lots of little hearts, she gave this example once and it stuck with me ever since. Antioxidants are like a lint roller, and free radicals are like the lint. So antioxidants neutralize free radicals. So the U.S. Department of Agriculture developed this scale called ORAC, Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity, ORAC, testing to determine which foods are highest in antioxidants so that we can easily decide how good it is at getting rid of the bad stuff, rid of the free radicals. So blueberries, for instance, are an amazing antioxidant resource. That's why a few years ago we started seeing them come up in magazines in a big bowl. It would say something like, look at this superfood. You need to eat this superfood, blueberries. So the ORAC testing is basically a way to say, is the blueberry by weight going to give us more antioxidant activity than, say, the pomegranate? And will the pomegranate be different than the orange? Obviously, each food is going to be different from the next, so we need to kind of have a scale on how to measure that. So the U.S. Department of Agriculture did a test and found that the blueberry was 5 times more powerful than pure vitamin C, 4.5 times more powerful than pure beta carotene, which is vitamin A, and then 4.5 times more powerful than pure vitamin E in each of those sources. Like legit, a whole food source was higher than just straight. That's like insane. So for a long time, blueberries were being pushed and talked about this big superfood, and then soon after, the pomegranate made its debut because there were some ancient documents that showed that Babylonians were actually calling them the agent of resurrection. And so pomegranates started getting talked about, pomegranates were starting getting pushed, and so they decided to test it on the same scale, on the ORAC scale. How does the pomegranate compare in antioxidants to the blueberry? Because we already knew the blueberry was amazing. We already decided that like 2 years ago. Now we're on to the pomegranate. Well, they tested it and found it to be 3 to 4 times higher in antioxidants than even the blueberry. And so on the scale, like I'm going to post a link of where I got a lot of this information. It's a talk by Mark Schroeder. I don't know if I said his name right, but it's on YouTube. It's awesome. But he has actually like a slideshow, like a legit slideshow. And it's like, you know, oranges, blueberries, and then pomegranates. You know, it's like a huge jump. So this is the kicker right here, the crazy thing. Of course, what Gary Young wanted to know was, how does the Ningxia wolfberry compare to the blueberry and the pomegranate? And when it was tested, it showed that the wolfberry is 7 times higher than the blueberry and 3 times higher than even the pomegranate. So that's a crazy huge jump. It looks like on the scale, I wish I had the ability to do a slideshow. I would totally have this, but it's like blueberry, pomegranate, wolfberry. It's like insane. And that's the highest source of antioxidants that we know of other than Ningxia Red. Like pomegranate is like crazy high. So the top 10 include, you know, oranges, raisins, cauliflower. And according to, like, compared to those, the Ningxia wolfberry is 10 times the amount of oranges, 12 times the amount of raisins, 55 times the amount of cauliflower. Like, it blows your mind in antioxidant activity. So there's this thing called age-related macular degeneration. I'm sure you guys have heard of it because it's a very common thing, especially in my grandparents' age group, like baby boomers. If you know someone who suffers from this, you should tag them in the comments right now. Tag them and say, you need to watch this because this can really be awesome for them. Tell them you need to watch this. Private message them if you have to, but tag them. So this is a common disease. Actually, right now in the United States, it affects over 1.75 million people. And by 2020, which is a short 3.5 years away, it's going to affect over 2.75 million people. What is it? It is an irreversible form of blindness. That's not something you want to mess around with. And why does it happen? Our eyes take certain antioxidants from our diet and then it deposits it deposits those into our eyeball, into the center of the eye. Two of the most vital antioxidants is lutein, and then a lot of people have heard of that, but another one is zeaxanthin. So lutein is responsible for peripheral vision, and zeaxanthin is responsible for center vision. So let's say you were looking at a clock, and you would see, like, if you had a lot of lutein in your eyesight, you would see like 3, 4, 5, 6. Or actually, no, sorry, like 2, 3, 4, and then the other side. But you wouldn't see the middle of the clock, if that makes sense. So, excuse me. So, what is happening to the baby boomer generation is that the diet is unbalanced and it's not getting enough of those specific antioxidants. It is getting some lutein, but definitely not enough zeaxanthin. It happens really subtly, so people who suffer from this will eventually only see peripherally, unfortunately. It's really sad to think about when you want to think about, like, living life to the fullest and watching your grandson play baseball and not being able to watch him hit a home run. That's a big deal. You know, that's not something that we want to mess around with. So obviously we want to know, where can we get more zeaxanthin so that we can get our bodies back into balance, because we're off balance here. So too much lutein, not enough zeaxanthin, especially since the research at the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Tufts University in Boston found that increasing the intake of zeaxanthin will absolutely be protective against this disease. Absolutely. Lutein helps too, but not as important as zeaxanthin. So where do we get zeaxanthin? Well, you can find it in red peppers. You can find it in raw egg yolks, not cooked egg yolks. It's a different compound, raw egg yolks, and you can find it in a tiny amount of spinach, among a few other things. So what I like to do is just get out my Vitamix, my big blender, pop in a handful of spinach and 3, 4, even 5 raw egg yolks, blend it up, chop off the top of my red bell pepper, pour in the mixture, drink that raw egg yolk spinach mixture, and then I just eat the bell pepper. Yummy. No, obviously I'm totally kidding. Like, that is disgusting. I will not be doing that. I'm like hoping that that was as funny as I pictured it in my head. Eli laughed really hard when I told him I was going to say that. Although I do love red bell peppers, the fact is that I do not like raw egg yolks, and that sounds disgusting. In fact, I ate 1 full red bell pepper today, but we don't get enough of them. Even if I threw it in my salad, even if I ate it every day, it would not be enough. So Mark Schroeder did a study and found that the wolfberries have over 17 times zeaxanthin than red bell peppers, which is the highest form of zeaxanthin otherwise. So that means that the wolfberry, and in turn the wolfberry puree, which is the first ingredient in Ningxia Red, is the highest form of liquid zeaxanthin known in the entire world. I'm so glad you guys thought I was serious. I know that the comments are super delayed in Facebook Live, and so I was like waiting. I know it's like 45 seconds delayed, so I just like wish I had a video on you guys, or you're watching me talk about that. It's so funny. Okay, so we know that wolfberries are way better for us even than raw egg yolks, which is it's awesome because they taste so much better. So in addition to those two reasons, the antioxidant activity, the zeaxanthin, I'm just seeing these comments come in, they just keep getting better and better. If you're not already dying for some, which I know you are already dying for some, in addition to those reasons for drinking Ningxia Red, Ningxia wolfberry is higher in beta carotene than carrots itself. It's higher in calcium than cauliflower. It has 18 amino acids, which is insane for a fruit. Insane. 2 specific amino acids that support immune response. So that's why we always talk about how powerful it is with keeping us well. 21 essential minerals. 16% protein by volume, which is just insane for a fruit, if you haven't already heard me say this. High in potassium. It's rich in zinc. Many people decide to take zinc tablets or supplement if they feel like they're coming down with something. That's because zinc is an amazing resource and it helps the body work optimally. I remember one time I was coming down with something and my dad made me take a little zinc pill, and it totally made me, the taste of it was really gross. And so he didn't have to worry about me faking to be sick at all ever again, because I was not about to take zinc. So that's what it reminds me of when I was a kid. The wolfberry is high in soluble fiber. We all need more fiber. Why is that? Our bodies are made for real fiber, you guys, not a synthetic fiber supplement. The wolfberry has been found to have more fiber than oat bran and buckwheat, which is obviously prized for fiber. Most simple juices like orange juice, apple juice, basically any fruit juice, are stripped of the fiber from the plant. And so since Ningxia Red is a puree, not a juice, we actually benefit from the fiber content too, which is incredible. It's low on the glycemic index. The blood sugar response that it causes in our body is very minimal, which is also crazy for a fruit. Most fruits that are sweet, as sweet as this tasting, sorry, I got a little distracted there for a second. I forgot I was going to say, oh yeah, they're high on the glycemic index. Most fruits are, but Ningxia wolfberry isn't. So that's awesome. I know I have several people who are really close to me in my life who are actively working on getting rid of synthetic sugars and stuff like this. And so in an effort to do that, they're cutting out fruit, and so their body can kind of detox from that sugar, just even getting sugar from a fruit. So but their naturopath doctor recommended Ningxia Red, and I was like, rock on, do it. So in addition to that, Ningxia Red also has the power and efficiency of essential oils in it. It has orange, lemon, tangerine, and yuzu. And adding those citrus oils to Ningxia Red takes it from better to best. Because essential oils, by nature, deliver nutrients to our cells. They specifically go out, clean out the toxic stuff that creates the shell around our cells that trap the toxins in. A lot of times trapping fat and some stuff we don't want in our cells in there. Citrus oils naturally penetrate that cell wall and they release toxins. So it allows our body to work optimally because we're not being weighed down by nastiness. My body says, thank you, every time I drink it. Some people drink 1 ounce a day. Others drink 4 to 5 ounces a day. Sometimes I splurge. I'll be honest, guys. Sometimes I splurge and do like a full wine glass. This is like 1 ounce of Ningxia Rest is water and some ice. But at Christmas time, one of the things I really wanted to do for my family was I wanted to wish them wellness, purpose, and abundance. And I didn't want to have like a bunch of gross drinks in the house. We got to host Christmas this year. And I was like, you know what, and my family's healthy anyway. We wouldn't drink it even if I had bought something that was nasty. And so I decided to go for, I love that, Jen. Thank you for drinking Ningxia, your body. I decided to go for it, and I'm going to make it a tradition where I ordered 8 bottles of Ningxia Red, and I just had them out on the counter at all times. And if anyone felt like sitting down and having a conversation, like pour yourself in of Ningxia Red, let's talk, just creating that environment of wellness. And you feel so good after you drink it that I just wanted to do that. So we did shots, we did wine glasses, we did mimosas, we did all sorts of stuff. It was so much fun. So for those of you who are Ningxia addicts, comment how it makes you feel when you drink it. You can be funny, you can be serious, like seriously, just anything. How does it make you feel after you drink Ningxia Red? And you can even follow what Jen said, thank you for drinking Ningxia Red, your body, like, thank you for making me feel amazing, your body, whatever. Just let me know what you think. And it'll also help people who aren't yet using Ningxia Red to know, like, hey, this stuff is legit. It's just not Bethany, like, in her office thinking, this stuff is awesome. It's really good. So as far as recipes, a lot of people like just doing a shot, like Ningxia Red shot. I like to throw these little pouches in the freezer, and Moses likes to eat them like popsicles. That's kind of our new thing. He calls it Nani Papu. Nani Papu means Ningxia popsicle, please. And so we do that. Some people like to do shots. with added oils like cinnamon bark or lime, or even around this time of year we're trying to all slim down for bathing suit season. Some people will do grapefruit essential oil to kind of help their body detox all of that nastiness. You get what I'm saying, right? So it just kind of depends. It's really fun. Yeah, people do it to wake up. Like, it's really a fun alternative to like alcoholic shots, and it's so much better for you. So Ningxia gummies. I've never made Ningxia gummies, but they're all over Pinterest, and I want to try it someday when I feel all DIY. But Ningxia gummies for kids, also a great way to get some gelatin in them. And the kids, wolfberry tea. You can just do organic dried wolfberries from Young Living and put it in a hot water and just let it sit and steep, and then you get wolfberry tea, and you can eat the wolfberries after and get the nutrition benefit from that. Or I like to do sometimes when I'm trying to treat myself, I have 2 of these glasses. We don't have a lot of nice glasses around here, but we do have 2 of these wine glasses, and I will put a handful of, this is a true story about my blender. I will actually do this. Ice in the blender with lemon, like fresh squeezed lemon juice. Blend that up so it's like a lemon, like a really like tart lemon ice, and then I just pour a little like 1 ounce of Ningxia around the top, and it's really pretty. Like underneath is like yellow ice, and then the Ningxia is like kind of bleeding in. It's so pretty. And I'll be honest, I have done pan away in my Epsom salt bath, put my feet in the tub, like turned off the lights, lit a non-toxic candle that I made with essential oils, drank my like mocktail, and it was so much fun. And then I texted my husband and said, will you please bring me a refill? And he did. It was so sweet. So he's awesome. Yes. So we had a special segment planned tonight with Lara Brewster. She's amazing. You guys know and love her. Unfortunately, they got some sad news today, and she will not be able to join us tonight. She was going to actually climb through my office window dressed like a ninja, and it was going to be really funny. I was going to pretend like I had no idea what was going on. So, but she sent me some notes to kind of talk to you about how she incorporates Ningxia Red with her animals. And I know we have so many people who are passionate and excited about their animals. But she sent me some notes so I could share with you what she was going to talk about. So she said, did you know that dogs have an inner ninja that needs to be fed too? Think about what Ningxia does for you and how much better you feel after you drink Ningxia. And imagine giving that gift to your animals. So Lara recently went to the animal convention in Utah, and she was telling us at her recent animals and oils class that there was just some impressive things that she heard. She heard people speak about Young Living's products, how they changed the lives of their animals. And she said, you want to know what they all mentioned? The one thing they all mentioned for their animals, Ningxia Red. So for every species they discussed, dogs, cats, horses, and rabbits, each speaker discussed how beneficial Ningxia can be for their animals. Even if it's only a teaspoon a day could make a huge difference. One of those speakers was J.R. Anderson of River Rocks Kennels, and he's a competitive dog sled racer. He breeds, raises, trains, and pilots a sled of his own dogs. They compete in races all over the continent. Some of the races actually happen above the Arctic Circle. Wow. His kennel has integrated Young Living products into their daily practices, especially during race season and on race days. You guys, this is crazy. You're going to love this. And if you have any little boys in the house, like little sons, they will love this too, so go grab them. He mentioned a lot of the products that we know, are all amazing. He said if he could only choose 2 Young Living products, he would have to use on his dog, then he would use on his dog, he would have to say he would do the Animal Sense ointment. And Lara says, message me if you want more information on that one. And I actually, side note, I actually just bought this for another reason, because I'm about to have a baby, and I'm going to use it instead of lanolin because it has lanolin in it. So that's another thing. I've heard it's really good for that. So, and in addition to the Animal Sense ointment, Ningxia. So those are the 2 products that he would use in the animals. So Lara told us that they're eating a custom-made diet from Cornell. Let that sink in. They each dog on a custom diet from PhD students at Cornell. And so for him to say that Ningxia is still essential to their overall wellness, that holds a lot of weight. And she said that the physical demands of the sport is amazing, and she talked about seeing the videos of the joy and the fun the dogs are having, that you know that they feel good. It's not like they're, like running these dogs down to the bone. Like, these dogs are living their dream. Like, they're getting to run miles and miles. They're getting loved on. They are, she said it was just amazing. And so, a really cool fact about River Rock kennels is they are considered a small kennel using only about 30 dogs. And I think the average, during any given race season compared to, 30 dogs during any given race season. Compare that to the winner of the last Iditarod, which is the race name, has a kennel of 300 dogs. 30 dogs, 300 dogs. JR is also racing and winning with dogs that are over the age of 10. Anyone who has dogs knows that to have a dog that can still compete at what would have roughly been 70 in human years has clearly been well cared for and has some pretty effective body functions going on. JR attributes this to their 2 to 4 daily ounces of Ningxia, depending on if it's race day or just a training day. And she also told me that he will take the animal sense ointment, and every paw gets a touch in that ointment on race days. And I guess that a lot of these dogs wear footies when they're running, because that's a lot of miles. They're hundreds of miles. And obviously dogs' feet are very different than humans' feet, and they can put up with a lot more. But sometimes they can still get kind of roughed up on that long of a trip. And so they said that by using this animal sense ointment, it basically, how do I say this? They do not have to have footies. Like, their feet are completely healed by morning of anything that might have happened. And so they just use that, and it cuts off a half a mile an hour on their race, and that's one of the reasons how they're so successful. So that stuff's awesome. Another cool fact is that at one point JR's team had a grandfather, a father, and a son all racing together. Keep in mind that these are not low-level races. He was ranked 6th in the world, so clearly there are some ninjas on his sled team. So Ningxia said, or Lara says, if you don't already know and love Ningxia, I know you will now. For the whole family, grandma, grandpa, Uncle Joe, dad, mom, kids, dogs, Ningxia is beneficial to everyone in the family. Okay, so how do I get my Ningxia? Well, I get mine through my monthly wellness box, also called Essential Rewards. You're only eligible for this box if you are a Young Living member. So if you don't have a membership with Young Living, you can't get it this way. I love the fact that I can customize my box every month. I just have to say that. I throw in more of what I need. I add extras here and there, as well as my regular old stuff, like my amazing lavender mint shampoo or conditioner, or my mint facial scrub, or my toothpaste or thieves cleaner. Okay, you guys get the point. I love it. So I get the Ningxia pack that's called Ningxia Red Essential Rewards, and it comes with a 4-pack of bottles and then a box of 30 2-ounce single servings, which is great for on the go or making those popsicles like I told you about. And that's the best value that I've found, because I do like to have some of those Ningxia packets in the freezer and in the fridge to take on the go. Or you can do a few other options. You can do a Ningxia combo pack of 2 bottles, 1 box. And you can just find all of that online in your virtual office if you're a member. So yeah, just log in there and do that. If you're not a member yet, they actually have a really cool starter kit that comes with Ningxia. It comes with 2 bottles, 32 single 2-ounce servings, and a box of Ningxia Nitro, which we didn't even get to talk about, along with Stress Away, several other goodies. And at that point, you get that membership. So you get the exclusive access to be on the monthly wellness program that I was telling you about. It's seriously amazing. So that is one option. A lot of people start out with the premium starter kit. That's the oils, and I totally recommend that as well. I just recommend getting the Essential Rewards pack with after you get your oil kit. So Yes, Ningxia Zing is awesome. It's really good. So you guys, that is basically an overview of Ningxia Red, why we love it, why we use it, why we take it every day. If you have any questions, I'm not an expert. I probably should have prefaced that ahead of time. I'm not an expert. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just like a normal person who is investing in my health and wellness, and I research things, and I get on YouTube and I watch videos and I look at studies and I go to scientific databases and I search. It's just that simple. And so, you know, all of the content that I have said is just picking and choosing from people that I know and trust and follow. And so yeah, don't think for one second that I'm like, oh, Brittany, you can go back and watch it. You can go back and watch it. Don't think for one second that I am like some expert and know it all. It's not like that at all, guys. If you even knew. I'm just a mom who's choosing to make a better decision for the health, the long-term health of my family. And I am committed to that. And I'm committed to eating healthy. And I'm committed to working on my emotional health, and so that I can live longer and live more vibrantly. Because I want to get to the end of my life at whatever stage whenever that is. That could be tomorrow, that could be tonight, that could be in 60 years. I have no idea, but I want to get to the end of my life and look back and say that I lived life fully and I lived life well. And the people who make jokes about like, you know, I'm not going to stop eating, you know, all my bad food because you know, I just want to enjoy my life. Well, the truth is, it's not helping us enjoy our lives. It's putting people in, people who are watching this video right now, who are mourning the loss of family members who have died from diseases that are caused by the corruption in our environment. And it's not like a funny joke, you know, to talk about eating horribly and stuff. It's really sad when real people are affected. And I guarantee you, every single one of you watching, I guarantee you that everyone watching has somebody in their life that they know that's been impacted by the corruption in our environment. And so to have a resource like Ningxia Red that's so much more than just like, hey, like, let's have a class and get together and have a good time. We do have a good time, but we're here for a purpose, and we're here to live life well and intentionally. And so that's where I'm at with this. And I ask people to join me with that. I ask people to partner with me and say, hey, let's live life better. Let's take care of our bodies. Let's do the things we know we can do. We know we can cut out our soaps that are containing horrible chemicals. We know we can cut out sugar. We know we can drink Ningxia Red. Let's do what we can do to live really well. So that's what this is all about. I'm here for a purpose. Thank you for joining me. It's been a blast. Let me know if you have any questions. And as a shameless plug for our next event, we are doing a series called All About Baby. You're going to get the vulnerable side of having a baby. Hopefully Eli won't Facebook Live while we're in the hospital having this baby. But we're going to do a 4-part series, and the first one is going to be balancing hormones for fertility, because that is our whole reason for getting into this. Our whole reason. We had some crazy fertility problems, not just getting pregnant, but staying pregnant. And then after that class, we're going to do healthy pregnancy, and then after that class, healthy labor and delivery, and after that class, every Saturday in July at 2 p.m. Central, after that class, we'll do postpartum support. And all 4 of these classes will be taught by myself and my husband, and he will be sharing what it's like from a man's perspective, and I'll be sharing from a woman's perspective what tools we use, what resources in our arsenal bag, you know, that we have that we're gonna just keep us really healthy. So yes, I will post the link to that in the comments below. And thank you guys for joining me, and let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you soon, hopefully.